Listen, fuckhead. You can do whatever you want to do. You can put me on mute. You can turn the goddamn channel for all I care. What the fuck are you doing? And you're listening to us now. So obviously you didn't hit the fucking mute switch tonight, asshole.
Welcome to the Royal Rumble Pizza Party. This is a surprise entrant for everybody. Daryl's just pouring a cool glass of nondescript soft drink.
It's Pepsi, guys. It's Pepsi.
If any of you want to sponsor us, by all means, get in touch. royalgrumblepod@gmail.com. We're doing a bonus episode.
Pizza provided by Domino's.
Brilliant. We're doing a surprise bonus episode because we finished recording our review of Money into the Bank, which you will hear on Sunday. And what should be the statement on www.com? Dan, could you...
Well, we can even go a bit further with this. We finished recording, and then we decided, let's go get some food. We order pizza. We drive to Domino's. There's a bit of traffic. And then I get a text from a friend with 3 words. Roman Reigns suspended.
Roman Reigns suspended.
I freak out a little bit.
What pizza have you gone for, Dan?
I got a Mighty Meaty, but I switched out the onions for jalapenos.
I think the listeners need to know this.
Yeah, they do.
What pizza did you get?
Texas barbecue, but I switched out the red onions for meat because, meat.
Yeah, you just need more meat. I did that. I got Mighty Meaty, took mushrooms off it because they're a bit dirty, put meatballs on.
Sorted.
It's all good.
I'm so glad we're doing this.
So yeah, we rushed back with our food and our drink, and now we are having to record a special episode. WWE posted earlier on, very recently, WWE has suspended Joe. How do you pronounce his last name? We should have talked about this before we start recording.
Annoyed.
No,
that's what I am because we're recording again.
Joe Annoy Roman Reigns for 30 days, effective immediately for his first violation of the company's talent wellness policy. Pardon? Reigns issued a statement on Twitter regarding his suspension. I apologise to my family, friends and fans for my mistake in violating WWE's wellness policy. No excuses, I own it.
Wow.
That is the statement. And fucking hell.
This is uncharted territory, genuinely. This is uncharted territory, right? Because we've had big stars fall to the wellness policy before. Not for a long time, and no one's fallen for a long time. But we've had probably, I would say the biggest star, you could either say Randy Orton, because it's happened to him a couple of times, but even then he wasn't at the very top of the company. In my memory, and correct me if I'm wrong, the biggest one this has really happened to was Jeff Hardy when he was heading up to the Money in the Bank win, because that was essentially going to launch him into being like a world title holder. Although of course no, there's Rob Van Dam. It's Rob Van Dam, isn't it?
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah. How did I
in
forget Rob Van Dam in a car with Sabu getting stoned?
Well, because that is a bit different.
It is,
in the sense that even though he was the champion,
we all expected it.
Well, kind of, but like even though he was the champion, he wasn't who they were pushing as the top superstar.
No, but don't forget that fucked up an entire brand. I mean,
no, it improved it. Because we then got Jack Swagger as champion.
Well, something else had to happen for that to happen. But anyway, yeah, this is uncharted territory because there's long been rumours. What happens if Cena fails? What happens if Reigns fails? Well, now we know.
Just to point out on that, we made a joke about Cena being on Gear, and it's on Sunday's show.
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, because we were talking about Scott Steiner and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Enjoy that on Sunday.
Yeah, you can enjoy that on Sunday. We made jokes about it, and then the top guy, the guy.
Oh, you're the guy.
Saw another guy, and that guy gave him some stuff he shouldn't have been taking.
He's not a good guy. He's not a bad guy, but he is a steroids guy by the sound.
Well, what if he's got ADHD?
Oh yeah, we've not thought about that.
That's the one thing. It's because it's so fresh. We don't know what he's failed for, and they won't announce it. There'll be rumours, obviously, but whatever he's taken, it's caused this fail of the wellness policy. It could have been, he could be on coke.
Well, here's my question. We'll get to that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we'll just say allegedly before every drug that we mention.
I'm going to have to say allegedly before my entire song that I've prepared. But here's something I'm going to postulate to you, gentlemen, which I nearly mentioned in the car, and then I realised, no, we save all our gold for the podcast.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, mate.
What does postulate mean?
It's just a question I'm going to pose to you.
Thanks.
Okay. Have they thrown him under the bus? Now, what I mean by that is, there's often been rumours, what happens if John Cena fails a wellness test? Would they mention it? Would they not mention it? Now, officially, their policy is they declare everything. And I'm not casting any aspersions against John Cena because, joking aside, obviously, steroids or whatever else like that, I do believe that he wouldn't risk it because he knows how important it is.
Dude's fucking like Chinese.
But then I suppose I wouldn't yeah. I guess I wouldn't have believed that of Roman Reigns either. But say we work under the assumption that there may have been other people who have failed tests that they haven't declared. Have they decided because the Roman Reigns experiment is failing? And let's face it is failing because don't look at crowds. Crowds in the building booing isn't a reason enough to call something a failure. But the diminishing returns on merchandise, on house shows, all these things, they are failures. Let's be honest. The TV ratings are down. If you can always disregard the crowds booing because Cena got booed to hell and still drew massive for the company. But is it possible that they've decided to throw him under the bus?
No, you just got to get your cycle right.
Maybe that's it. Joking aside, maybe that's it.
Yeah. I will listen to a podcast. Can't remember what it was. I know you're not meant to listen to other shows, but
This was before you started doing us, yeah?
oh no, I just do it. I do whatever I want.
Catchphrase time.
What were
bro.
you doing, Dan? Because I don't want to hear from him anymore.
Oh, that's fine. Then I'm going to carry on eating my pizza, guys.
No, come on, tell us.
Oh. I can't remember which one it was, so there were points to be bringing that up, but they were on about WWE only test on a certain day. So if you get your cycle right, the stuff will be out your system by the time that you're going to get tested. So you just got your cycle wrong, I guess.
You must have done. I don't know what was in that pizza, but I feel like I might just have swallowed something solid.
Well, it's like a thing with UFC. Victor Conte is the guy who's involved in the big steroids thing that happened in American sports. He was the guy providing all these designer steroids to all these athletes, and he talked about the fact that drug tests in most cases were IQ tests. You had to be really fucking stupid to get caught on one of them. Now, we don't know how bad the WWE wellness policy is for checking stuff. I doubt that it's as extensive as the UFC's drug testing policy, which... go on, Graham.
Do you remember when MVP got suspended for asking a guy if his job was just to watch people piss all day? Which is brilliant. He didn't even duo.
I don't know if you guys have been following the Brock Lesnar story to do with his drug testing in UFC.
Yeah.
So he was given an exemption because normally you have to test for 4 months before you can fight to make sure you're not on anything in those times. The UFC gave Brock Lesnar an exception, but in that time he's been tested 5 times in the past week. They've been in his house like every other day testing him for drugs. Their drug testing policy is extremely strict. I don't know how strict the WWE one is, but I kind of feel like it might be towards the former, like Victor Conte said. It's kind of an IQ test. But then here's the easier part of it. Don't do gear or don't do fucking drugs if you're getting paid a shit ton of money to be a professional athlete.
That's a good point, actually.
He's in a position that most people would actually kill to be in.
Yeah.
And this, whatever has happened, whether it's something contaminated, whether it's something he didn't realise he wasn't allowed to take, it's still a colossal fuck up, isn't it?
Yeah, because he like you were saying about ratings being down and stuff. If it was Cena that failed, I reckon they'd still announce it.
Vince would have committed Harry Carey by now.
Probably.
But when he came back, everything had been as normal and it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But I think if you work out when his suspension is, he'll actually be back in time for Battleground.
Yeah, I was literally counting up the days just before we came on.
I just saw somebody tweet it, to be honest. Didn't bother fucking counting. That might be bullshit.
I figured it out in the car because we agreed that it was 5 weeks until Battleground. So with this being a 30-day suspension, there's no way that can be more than 5 weeks.
Okay.
So it may be that we don't see him again until the Raw before Battleground. But what do you think they'll do? Do you think they'll stick with that triple threat main event?
I don't see how they can, because they've announced on the website he's suspended.
Yeah.
It's not elevated liver enzymes.
Nope.
He's actually suspended for a banned substance.
Yeah,
he's
and
failed the wellness policy.
This isn't hidden away on the website either. When I went on the website to get the statement, it's literally the only thing you see on the website. It takes up the entire page. Roman Reigns suspended. They're making sure people know about this.
So, like, next week on Raw, or maybe I'm not going to watch SmackDown, but maybe they'll do something on. No, was SmackDown already taped? No.
SmackDown will be taping tonight.
Okay, so maybe they might just go for a one-on-one match from SmackDown, or they might wait till Raw. But because he's not there, they've not written him off in an injury angle or anything. Like they can't have a three-way feud without the third guy being there. So I think he might not even be back at Battleground. I think he might turn up at the Raw after Battleground because there's no point having him there for the Raw before.
I'm sure they can get away with saying something on Raw, like having having Seth Rollins say something along the lines of, "Well, we all know Roman's like tested or something."
I wonder whether they'll acknowledge it. Well, that's another question I was going to ask you guys, but I don't think they'll specifically acknowledge it on TV. I think this might be one of those things where spontaneously Roman isn't around and they just act like that's perfectly normal.
Yeah.
Until he comes back after.
Do you think they're
Battleground.
regretting already announcing the triple threat match?
Well, I wondered, because here's the other thing, right? Let's be honest. The finish on Sunday, as great as it was, and we'll talk about that in more on Sunday's podcast, was a little odd. Roman got beaten clean, and then Rollins got beaten clean by Ambrose. Do you think they knew on Sunday?
No.
No, because they announced the match. Yeah.
Yeah, because on Monday, on Raw, they announced the triple threat match. I think you'd have more of an argument to make if they didn't announce the match for Battleground. But because they've announced that match, I genuinely don't think they knew. Because that thought crossed my mind. I thought, I bet they knew, and that's why they took the belt off him.
Yeah.
I think they're very lucky they took the belt off him when they did. Because they could have easily had him go over and just not had anything to do with Dean Ambrose on that at all. And then have the looming shadow of Dean Ambrose like for a few months before he eventually cashes it in. But yeah, they luckily took the belt off their champion. Can you imagine if their champion failed the drugs test?
Fucking hell. My thing is, though, and I don't want to get into like conspiracy theories or anything else like that, but do you genuinely think that they've only discovered this today?
Yeah,
I do for those reasons.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, fair enough. Like, I'm not pushing an opinion one way or another. I'm just
and
interested
for
to
how
see.
bad WWE is creatively sometimes, and we can complain about the McMahons or anything like that. On the corporate side of things, apart from the occasional lying to shareholders, which they definitely don't do because it's illegal, they tend to be pretty straight up with these type of things. At least that's how it seems to me. So I do believe today was the day they found out, and as soon as Roman's got to SmackDown, he's been notified.
Where does he go from here?
Home.
Oh, yeah, well, okay. I don't mean right now. Fuck me.
Definitely not to his dealer.
Is this... But he's no longer... Because that's the one thing with John Cena is if this ever happened to John Cena, that breaks the whole hustle, loyalty, respect, fairness, all this. That's gone. Now, Roman doesn't have that same creed in the same way. You know, he's not... He's like, I'm not a bad guy, I'm not a good guy, blah, blah, blah. But... You can't push him as the face on the lunchboxes anymore, can you?
No. However, what you can do is make a top heel. You'd have to be a drug addict. But Hogan were in court, weren't he?
Mm-hmm.
Testifying against McMahon, I believe. Getting booed quite a lot. And then all I'm saying is, boom period.
Boom period. From this, you think?
What?
The testifying happened in '94, was it?
Don't let the lie get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, that was a severe low.
What?
94, like that period was when Diesel was champion. They hit their record lows.
No, but when then Hogan turned heel at Bash of the Beach '96.
Oh, okay.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, I get what you meant.
I ruined your point. Sorry.
Yeah, you did, Dick. Nah, it's alright, you're right. Look, you've driven him to drink now.
It's Pepsi.
Pepsi, yeah.
CM Punk's very drunk.
It is.
Fox CM Punk.
We don't call it Pepsi, we call it Punk Piss.
Fuck me. Hey, there you are. They can use the deal with UFC to get a guaranteed main eventer back. Punk, do you want to fight Mickey Gall, or do you want to come back and do pretend wrestling? He'd probably still be like, no, I'm going to fight. No, I'm going to have a real fight. I'm a fighter and stuff. So, yeah, like, I'd be interested to see that. I know it's a massive cliche on some level to go, oh, wouldn't it be good if Roman Reigns turned heel? But actually, how do they even swing this now? Are they just going to work under the assumption that the audience won't care, the audience will not treat it?
Because they might not be that bothered, but they're going to still boo him anyway.
Well, they will anyway,
it'd be
but now
pretty
can they...
shady to use a real life incident like this. I've just realised what I'm saying and how stupid it is considering WWE's history on this. I was going to say how shady it is to WWE to use a real life incident like this.
Where did Eddie Guerrero go? Did he go to hell?
I realised halfway through saying it. Like,
I don't know. Why not ask Randy Orton about it? And then Randy Orton beat Rey Mysterio. Storytelling.
Yeah, but I'm not saying they have to use his failure as a storyline.
yeah.
Yeah,
He comes out and he's like, I don't need you fans because I'm the guy, and the guy takes gear.
yeah. I don't think that's going to be the promo. I think he could just come out with a new attitude, be a bad guy.
Physique not as good as before.
Yeah, physique not as good as before. Triple H cuts a promo on it, laughing at him. Now he's a bit skinnier.
Is that what we're assuming that it is, by the way? Are we all assuming steroids? Or...
Well,
I'd be
that's
surprised.
that's the go-to
See,
thing.
the
innit?
odd thing is, they'll almost hope it is, because like if it's anything else, not only is he
He's done a John
violated the
Jones.
wellness, but he's done drugs. Like,
He's done a John Jones.
so he has done it, John Jones. Has he? He really has.
I mean, he hasn't done a hit and run on a pregnant woman yet.
yeah, there is that. Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
Look it up, it's all fun. He's a hero.
Fucking John Jones.
He might have just done a bit of weed.
But even then, that's still recreational drugs, and they're very, like, they get paid, like, advertising dollars by anti-dope companies and things like that. It's like that really screws with their corporate message.
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, like, I thought you meant like you really hope it's not for his health's sake, is what I thought you were on
Yeah,
about.
weed's not going to do fuck to him.
Oh no, well, of course, yeah. I mean, my first priority would be that I hope he's not on any sort of like recreational drug that could cause him serious harm. But in terms of who he is as the face of the WWE, the guy they wanted to be the face of the WWE, they just can't make him that anymore.
Yeah.
It's the same reason that they could never make Randy Orton the face of the WWE. And now, admittedly, Randy Orton's got 2 strikes and he's apparently always away from being 1 strike away from being fired.
But then it's always that thing about, oh, well, after so long, your strike gets taken off. And all
Remember,
that
you earn
stuff.
it back by going to rehab,
Yeah.
because that's how it works.
So let me postulate a question to you guys.
Oh,
Learned a word today.
He used it in a
Oh.
sentence.
Yeah. Who, either from the current roster or NXT, do you foresee WWE pushing as the guy? Obviously, John Cena's going to be there as a placeholder now.
Yep.
But I mean, like, as the next guy, do you see anybody that they could put in the position of... Because they're doing the draft. I'm sure we all agree that Cena was going to be on one brand.
Yeah, he'll be away for the draft, won't he? Or
He
will
will. Yeah,
Yeah,
he will.
he'll miss the draft, yeah.
So I'm sure we're in agreement. Cena will be on one brand, Roman Reigns on the other as the 2 top faces.
Yeah.
Would have been, maybe not now, but go on.
Yeah, so Roman Reigns is gone.
Yep.
And let's say they're not going to push him as the number 1 babyface of a brand.
Yep.
Who's going to be the other babyface then?
You'd hope it's the babyface champion.
Who?
Dean Ambrose.
No.
Like-
I know what you mean, yeah. But
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
It makes sense for it to be him, and from all accounts, he was very popular on Raw last night. But
Apart from when he mentioned the Cleveland Cavaliers. That went well.
but
Basketball thing now.
yeah,
Oh, thanks. I wonder what it was.
yeah, you'd think it'd be him, but I can't imagine. Are they going to start pushing Big Cass way too early or something stupid out of this?
I could totally see them doing
Yeah.
that.
Baron Corbin.
I'm on Big E's side. Go Big E. No, genuinely, I think this might cause them to look at turning Seth Rollins.
That's what I was thinking. I was like thinking
Because
that...
who else? Who else has a title pedigree? Doesn't look like he's been pissed on before he goes out.
Wait.
WWE champion.
Yeah, but he's very wet when he comes
Yeah,
out.
but he looks like he's at least been had a shower.
Right.
He wears suits.
While he's piss wet through.
I think that might be the way they have to go. And ironically, they already sort of made him a concrete heel.
Yeah.
And now they might have to turn him back again.
Yeah, it's all very...
Brock Lesnar, face of company.
Well, naturally, yeah, but I don't think...
Bring
he's
back
gonna be-
Triple H.
he's not
Triple
gonna
H
be
comes
on
back
Raw
and has
every
another
week.
6-1 title win. Nobody else could get the job done.
Well,
H is here.
As we discussed on Sunday's show, they are calling up loads of guys who've left WWE, so maybe it could be one of those coming back and returning to be the face.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle
Angle's
get
got-
wheel. Oh, I just realised he might be a heel on wheels. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's just
Jesus.
that's come to me
It's a
now.
dark
like,
way of...
I got really excited then for a second.
I fucking loves heels on wheels.
Heels on wheels are the best. But
Heels on
no,
wheels.
who could they bring back? Like, there's been a weird rumor that WWE are offering TNA a buyout on Jeff Hardy's contract.
Can I point out that Jeff Hardy's probably already got 2 strikes to him that he hasn't earned off yet?
He's going to test positive the moment
Are
he
you
walks
implying
through
that
the
Jeff
door.
Hardy might be on some kind of narcotics as well?
Well, I'm not implying that he did test positive twice for something.
There is that.
Victory Road 2011, was it?
No, I'm on about in WWE. He failed two
yeah.
drugs tests in WWE.
But I imagine like WWE, as you go through the back doors, there's like metal detectors, but they're wellness detectors. And Jeff Hardy will just walk through it, and the sirens go off, cage falls down, everything. It's like he doesn't get in the building.
I think if he was clean, they'd be paying a lot of money for him at the minute.
If he was clean, he wouldn't be in TNA because they would have made him an offer to make him stay.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have looked at it and gone, yeah, but I really like weed. So, who would you say then, Daryl? Is Seth Rollins?
Seth Rollins is a good shout. The problem is that the mid card isn't a mid card, and it's
a fucking upper card, isn't it?
Yeah, you've kind of got your upper card / main event, and then you've got everybody else that's all the same level.
Just all the pissants.
So there's nobody like Dean Ambrose were fucked really before he won. Well, even he's only had one show after he's won the belt, but even then he wasn't positioned in a way that you'd think, oh, he could be the face. I'll tell you, before the turning meal, fucking AJ Styles would have been my shout.
Yeah,
but they're turning meal, so they can't do. and I know Seth Rollins is a heel, and they could switch him back, but like AJ Styles has just turned and he's in a feud with Cena. They're not gonna switch him back that quick. And I can't see him calling anybody up from NXT to be the number one face straight away.
I bet so many people will be saying, "Oh, Finn Balor."
Yeah, that's going to be.
I'll tell you who they could call up, right? And I know this is going to be a massive indie fan right thing to say. He would be good enough, but I don't know if they would accept him. Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, go on.
Nakamura?
No, I disagree.
I know what you mean.
Totally.
Well, do you not think he's good enough, or do you just think he wouldn't be
accepted? He's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah,
but
what about personality though?
He's not. Oh well, personality as well. But I mean, like he's not. I don't see them bringing anybody up from NXT. I just put that out there as a wild card thing. If you wanted to.
I was just interested because I was thinking
sorry,
in terms
sorry
of.
to interrupt. I've just seen something new to add to this. So
Breaking news.
Well, Wrestling Observer Radio is on right now as we're recording too, and I've just got a live feed of it. And Brian Alvarez has said the line, "It looks like the company knew before Money in the Bank," which said, like, if that's true, then that's fucked up. Why would they make the match?
Well, here, okay, I'll postulate again.
Okay.
I'll put out a theory, okay? Because I wondered this, and when you rebuked me, I thought, well, actually, you're probably right. But here's the thing: on Raw last night, if Roman Reigns doesn't show up at all, it's really obvious that there's something up.
Yeah.
If Roman Reigns loses that match again, loses a second match clean to Seth Rollins,
Yep.
it's really obvious there's something up. I wonder whether they carried on as if business was like normal to make it seem like business was normal before they could make this announcement today, whilst they got their ducks in order.
But why have Dean Ambrose use the line, "I'll fight them both"? Because he was Shane McMahon's made a triple threat match.
I think it could, like I say, I think it could be maybe that.
Surely you just leave it. You
Okay,
just,
let me put it another way then. Maybe they are still planning to have that match at Battleground because it'll be back by then.
Yeah, but it just seems fucking stupid.
It is stupid.
Like if they didn't know and they made that match with the sole purpose of having Roman Reigns off TV because he's suspended all the way up to Battleground, or maybe he's going to be back the week before Battleground.
Yep.
That he's not going to be there for the feud, and all the time the fans are going to be like, "Well, where's Roman Reigns? Let me Google where Roman Reigns is." Because even if you're not like us, like mental wrestling fans. If you're a kid and you're like, oh well, where's my favourite Roman Reigns? I could put Roman Reigns into Google.
It's true.
Oh, he's failed this. I don't know what this means, but he's failed something.
Yeah.
Mum, what's this?
What's a wellness policy? Shut up to me.
Yeah, basically he's a smackhead. Allegedly.
So yeah, according to Alvarez, WWE knew before Money in the Bank and booked Battleground as a return, so it seems like the triple threat is still on, which is fucking
why
mental.
why not do an injury angle last night?
Yeah, that's really strange.
Because if they knew he was going to be...
Because then it'd make it very obvious that they knew, which would violate the whole thing of the wellness policy. They've got to kind of act like business as normal.
I think on TV they're going to act like everything's normal.
But
I don't know how they can, but I do think that's what they're going to do because they're in this weird state now where they have no idea how to book anything.
Well, in case we are wrapping up, a nice thing to close on is WWE might be fine with what's happened because last night WWE Raw actually rose in ratings for the first time in ages. I know that the basketball's done and stuff like that, but they look to have averaged a About 3.48, so nearly 3.5.
Ambrose Bing's ratings. There
Yeah.
you go. That greasy little piss-looking bloke. What a lad.
This is fucking stupid. I just can't believe that they knew, and then they've booked a triple threat match.
It's because they literally, like I said, they're bossed. They've got no idea how to book anymore. And when, like, the one crutch that they've got is taken from underneath them, they're just like, well, fuck her. Shield triple threat? Monkey tennis? Youth hosteling with Roman Reigns? Maybe don't go to his room, though, because you never know what he might have in his arm. It's a needle. Not a smack needle.
Yeah, it's from the
allegedly.
tattoos. It's
Exactly,
the
yeah,
tattoo
he's got
needle,
tattoos.
That are laced with heroin.
Allegedly.
allegedly. Fuck me.
Yeah. Be really interesting to see where it goes from here. We won't talk about it on Sunday because we already recorded Sunday's show. But we might talk about it on the following week's show or something like that.
I'm sure we'll still be talking about
I
it.
think we will. This is going to be this is a huge story. Like, this might even be the biggest story of the year, I would suspect. Because this is, like I said at the start
Which
of
is
the podcast.
depressing in it all
This is,
as well.
well,
Isn't it?
maybe. But this is uncharted territory. Like I said at the start of the podcast, we've never had such a high-profile guy fail. So
No.
there you go. Thanks for listening to the Royal Grumble. You can obviously listen to our show on Sunday as well. We're usually uploading on Sunday about 1 o'clock, I think, usually. You'll find it on the
Yeah, it's about
iTunes feed
midday
or
Sunday.
on royalgrumble.podbean.com. You can find us at the usual channels, facebook.com/royalgrumble. Email us at royalgrumblepod@gmail.com. That's all. Say goodbye, Daryl.
Goodbye, Daryl.
Say goodbye, Dan.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Steroids, cocaine, LSD, or cannabis, mushrooms, anabolic, heroin with dirty needle, X's, uppers, downers, Weedles.